Hey, everybody, this is James Proctor, your host with Real Mob Stories, and got a special guest today, Angel Gotti. How are you doing today?
How are you, James? I'm good.
Hey, doing really well. I really
Good.
appreciate you coming on.
Anytime, James.
Yeah, it's been really, to me, I think it's been really an exciting year,
Mhm.
especially, exciting year for the Gottis, exciting year for you personally, and congratulations, by the way, you just reached 10,000 subscribers on your YouTube show.
Thank you. Thanks to Lee Cole. He helped me.
Yeah, he's good with the
hmm
algorithm, knows how to do all
Exactly.
that, and he's been helping me with this channel too. We've really done a lot of growth on this channel
hmm
too, and so have to thank
Yeah.
Lee a lot for that. But
And my
yeah,
interview with Armand Assante helped a real lot.
oh yeah, and I
Yeah.
actually
Thank you,
wanted to talk
Cherry.
about
Thank you,
definitely wanted to
Cherry.
talk about that one. Yeah,
hmm
Jerry does a lot of your artwork. He's one of the best at doing that. He does a
He is the
lot of cool
best.
stuff.
He is the absolute best.
Yeah.
Absolute. The greatest. He doesn't like when I say he's the best. He likes when I say he's the greatest.
Yeah.
Hmm. But he does
Yeah.
everything for me. Yes.
Well, it's hard, I'll tell you. If you try to do all this by yourself, it's just too
hmm
much to do it. It's
hmm
just way too much. But, for those that have never been to the show, we have a lot of new subscribers the past week, with
hmm
doing this did a show, about your brother's interview, and this part of what we're going to talk about today. But,
hmm
we have about 500 new subscribers since Monday, and so I really want everyone to come to your show.
Oh,
It's called,
thank you.
yeah, and you'll see the link and all that. But it's called the Angel Gotti Show with Marla Egger. So
hmm
Marla's your co-host,
Yes.
and really great woman, and you'll love the show. There's a lot of it's entertaining, funny. Sometimes
We,
you get a little mad, but
I get a lot mad sometimes, and I have a bad temper, and when people lie about my family or
yeah.
myself, that's when
Mhm.
I explode sometimes. I go down Angel Boulevard.
Yeah. Well, I can't blame you, and that's the
Yeah,
thing. Anyone that when people wanna criticize, who can criticize somebody for taking up for your family? That's what we all do. We take up for our family, or should
exactly,
if we love our families.
exactly, and I adore mine.
Yes, and they're definitely you know really great. The people that I've got to know on here, and your daughter and all that. So
Thank
it's
you.
yeah, great people. And um, so also you have the Patreon page, which is my father's daughter with
Uh-huh.
Angel Gotti, and so that link will be up. And so you put a lot of content that like personal photos and like stuff,
Videos.
videos like of your father and you,
hmm
uh, you know, um, family type stuff that you're not going to get that anywhere, and you're not going to put it out here on YouTube either.
No, I
So
won't. Yeah, thank you, James.
yeah, so that anyone please check that out as well.
Mm,
But yeah, we'll get started on here, and I thought that your brother's interview went really well. I thought that I was a little surprised, honestly, that he went on with Patrick Bet David initially, but I thought they had great chemistry. I thought that he was willing to touch subjects that I thought the burner interview went well, but what I thought
mhm.
that Patrick did, he kind of touched a lot more areas. Is 3.5
Yes,
hours, and
yes.
so what did you think about the interview?
I loved it. I loved it. I was very proud of him. My brother is very intelligent. He's
Hmm.
articulate. He's classy. I loved it.
Yeah.
And I noticed that people who who team I couldn't do the time, they didn't like it, but that's just too bad.
Yeah. Well, you know that, yeah, and we're going to definitely talk about that. I
Mm-hmm.
think that, that was surprising, how your brother got hooked up with this interview. How did that come to be? I know Patrick's been trying for a long time to get your brother on. I know a lot of people tried to get your
Mm-hmm.
brother on. So he doesn't go on these shows, he
No, he doesn't.
and so what kind of made him feel comfortable and willing to
My
do this
nephew,
interview?
my
Your
nephew,
nephew. Mhm.
because a lot of people don't realize like Gravano is telling absolute lies about my father. And
Mhm.
my father's grandchildren, they know what's going on. And
Mhm.
it really bothers them because they know that he's lying.
Right.
And they know, what my father went through in Marion and then in Springfield. So, as my brother said, for you to, for Gravano to like diminish all of that, like how dare you? How
Mhm.
dare you? Really? So that was
Yeah.
it. My nephew kept bothering my brother, and he finally did it, which I've been bothering him for years, but
Yeah.
you know,
Well, I
now
thought
he
it was
felt, yeah.
well, and I thought that,
But I'm
that
glad he did it now at this time,
yeah.
and he addressed the whole Gravano stuff.
Yeah, I thought that
Mm-hmm.
was great, and I thought the line of questions by Patrick was good. I'm glad that
Mm-hmm.
your brother didn't go on with like Vlad, Vlad TV, Vlad. I don't, I know they had that interview with Joey Merlino, and I didn't think it was very good because it just didn't. There wasn't good chemistry there. They didn't really. There wasn't really much that came out of it. And what I thought that Patrick was able to do was actually, had a good level of comfort. That they seemed that it seemed like that was not the first time they met, but it obviously
Right,
was.
right, right. No, they actually met at my nephew's first MMA fight.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Patrick went to my nephew's first pro fight, and
Hmm.
they met there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think they're down in Florida, I believe, Patrick.
Yes. Yes.
So no, that was there anything that surprised you that your brother said in the interview?
What did surprise me? Nothing really surprised me. No.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought were you surprised that it was 3.5 hours?
Yes, that I was surprised.
Yeah.
But nothing that he said surprised
Right.
me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
There was a lot of things he said that I didn't know, and
mhm.
I'm glad I didn't know,
Yeah.
about my father and everything.
Mhm.
Um, there's a lot of things that my brother doesn't know because he
Mm.
was in prison when my father was going through all of that stuff. So,
Yeah.
and I'm sure he's glad, he's happy that he didn't get to, you know all the details.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and you know what's interesting? I would say I don't know, 95% of the people that's commented have been very positive on like the stuff I put out on the interview, and then you always have these apologists for Gravano and it's and like you said, it's those that can't do time, the ones that typically are are
Exactly.
are doing this. But
I don't
what
understand how you can be okay with the fact that he killed an innocent 16-year-old boy, my friend's brother, Alan Kaiser.
right,
I don't understand how they're okay with that.
right, yeah, that's
Whatever.
yeah, that's what I don't understand too. And the thing is that what I've tried to tell people is that it's one thing, whatever that life is. Yeah, you get people that are in that life. You know, a lot of evil in that. But the thing is that Alan Kaiser was innocent. He wasn't part of anything, you know,
Nothing.
and so that's why it was. And people don't realize that, you know, it was like it was over 15 years later when Joy and the family found out what happened. They didn't know what happened for 15 years, and then imagine that you lose a brother or a son that you know, the feds say, "Hey, we know what happened, we know who did it, and but we can't do anything about it because he's a protected
Exactly.
witness," you know?
Exactly. And they
I
were
mean, I just
basically told, get over it.
yeah. Yeah, and so, I mean, there's just no closure with that, and that's why, you know, that we continue to bring this up, and also a lot of it's because Gravano will not, um, you know, he there's no way to get necessary forgiveness for it, but the thing is that for the family to get a little closure, he's not willing to. He rubs it in. You know,
Exactly.
he denies everything, you know, and then he called Alan, you
A
know, he was on
junkie.
drugs and all that,
Exactly.
and it's just horrible what was said, and people say,
Hmm.
"Oh, well, it was 40, you know, 45 years ago," but you never you never forget your brother. You
No,
never
you
forget.
don't.
And, you know, and the people that, you know, and I just think it's just very horrible when people just expect you just to get over it. You know, it's just not possible.
Well, I'm always told the same thing. Oh, it
Mm,
was 44 years ago. Get over it. No,
mm,
you don't
yeah,
get over it. You
no,
never get over it.
no, I totally agree. And so, yeah, I was surprised. You know, the thing was is that your brother was very open in that interview, and I thought that that was, you know, um, something that as a viewer, you know, we were
Hmm.
able to learn a lot. Because I remember a lot of people were saying, "Oh, well, nothing new will come out. Nothing. He's not going to say anything." But then, you know,
They were
3.5
surprised.
hours later,
Yeah.
yeah, they were definitely surprised.
Hmm.
And you know, I thought it was also classy in your brother to not go after John A. Light. You
No, he
know,
wouldn't do that.
and it was based. And it wasn't so much because we know John A. Light lied on the stand. He went after your brother, betrayed your brother, did, you know, continued to lie for you. But his daughter died, and out of respect, out of that, he wasn't going to, you know, talk about him. And so
And
I wasn't really
he's not going to kick
surprised.
anybody when they're down. And
Right, right. And I
he,
wasn't surprised at that because I knew he
hmm
was that type of person, you know.
hmm
Yeah. But no, I mean, that was, I thought it was a good interview. And then we got the people that had to respond. You know, everybody did a show, including me, did a show about what happened
hmm
with the interview. And then Gravano and Ruggiano got together, and, you know, and they've continued to do shows and shorts and all of that. It just, that's a little weird to me with Ruggiano because I remember
his
before he,
father wouldn't be too happy with that he's friends with Gravano, right?
yeah,
His
yeah,
father
definitely.
was a true, true tough guy.
Yeah.
He would not like that at all.
Right. Yeah. And Ruggiano was such a pro Gotti person. I
Hmm.
remember that up until about a year ago. And then he gets an opportunity to hook up with, you know,
Because
Gravano.
he's an opportunist. I
Yeah.
told everybody from day one, he greatly exaggerated his relationship with my father.
Yes.
And so now what? My father's shit and Gravano's the great guy.
Hmm.
He's an opportunist. Whatever's going to help him, his channel grow is what he's going to do.
Right. Yeah.
Whatever.
And that's a shame.
He said that I had a crush on him. I never had a crush on him. Never. I don't even watch him. But
Yeah.
I did today when I was, it's
Hmm.
weird because today and I was scrolling down YouTube and I saw something, it said my father's name or my brother's name, whatever.
Yeah.
When I clicked on it, it was him and Gravano. and they were questioning if my brother got paid for that interview. So obviously you really didn't pay attention to the interview, because my brother said that Patrick Bet David offered to pay his plane fare, his hotel, and all expenses, and a fee to to go on. And my brother told him, no, donate that to charity. I got this. Cancer Society, donate that to cancer, please. I got this. So obviously you weren't paying attention, Ruggiano.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was, and that's it just seems strange. Why would they even care if he got paid or not?
Exactly. No, my brother didn't get paid, and he paid his own way too.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, I think to me, I know I can count on maybe one hand how many times I've seen your brother interviewed. The 60 Minutes. I remember that. I think that was kind of related to maybe the Gotti movie, maybe around that time. I can't remember.
No, I think that's after his last trial.
Oh yeah, 2013.
Yeah,
2011.
I think it was 09, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
09 or 10. I don't remember, but it was after he the last trial.
Right. Yeah. And then, went on. I remember did something in conjunction with the movie. And then, with Burner, he was on this year. And is he planning on doing anything else with Burner? Or are they doing more?
They have a business together.
Right.
Yeah, they have business, clothing and other stuff together.
Right. And I wasn't sure if he was going to go on there and do any more.
I'm not sure. Yeah. Right now he's got he's got his hands full right now with other things.
Right, exactly. And so, and then Gravano, what I don't understand, one of the things that really bothered me this year with what Gravano has said, or just and when I say this year, he said it multiple times, is I don't understand why people attack women. That really bothers me. And then I remember he called you a junkie for some reason.
Exactly. That seems to be his go-to. I'm not a junkie. I didn't do drugs. I don't do drugs. But he obviously was annoyed at me for either defending my father or defending my friend Joy, whose brother is Alan, like I said. So, so that's that. First of all, you would have never did that when my father was alive,
right?
That would have never happened. But now, you call me a junkie for defending my father against your lies.
Yeah,
he's so classless. He really is classless.
And it's interesting how I remember all these people that was so-called his best friends and stuff that he had killed, and I remember the excuse he used was, they were junkies.
Exactly.
Michael DeBat and different ones, he would say, Nicky Cowboy, they were junkies. It's just, how's everyone a junkie? It's just kind of strange to me.
Exactly.
And then he ends up being the one getting his family involved into
exactly.
Yeah, but I don't understand going after. I mean, it is classless. Even it's what's interesting. Like he has his girls that work for not his biological girl, but he has girls that he hired, and they lied and said stuff about me that wasn't true, but I didn't go after them. I won't attack other women. That's just, I don't think as a man that you're supposed to do that.
Exactly. I agree.
And
I mean, I can see if I was on there and I was calling you, curses and telling you CS or you SB or SB, or I don't talk like that.
Right.
I I give my opinion. I defend my father. You're lying about my father. I show
Yeah.
proof that you're lying about my father.
Yeah.
You lied about my mother. You
Mm-hmm.
lied about my uncles, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not allowed to to say, listen, he's lying. This is not true. I'm not allowed to do that. If I do that, or if I defend my friend Joy, and her brother, I'm a junkie. You call
Yeah.
me a junkie?
Yeah. I mean, that's just classless. I mean, I don't understand that. I mean, he doesn't even
Exactly.
know you, but it's just, I mean, I think most people know the truth,
Oh, they all know.
so who knows why he's like that. He's just a miserable person. That's what it
Yeah.
is. So, so I thought that definitely, I think your brother shined on this, and what I learned from it was, there was, the kind of the stuff on the, with who was in the car with with your father, that was something I hadn't
See, right.
heard
But now
before,
here's the thing. Here's the
Mhm,
thing. My takeaway from that was he said that was supposed to be in the movie. I
mhm,
don't know if he said that's what really happened.
mhm,
I do know that my father did say with 1000% certainty that uh, my father said if Gravano was anywhere near that restaurant that night, my son Frankie Bush should rot in hell. And my
mhm.
father would never say that. Never.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it just didn't make sense. He was
Mm-hmm.
close with, Bobby Borriello. I know he was
Yes.
close to him. He
Yes, he
drove
was.
it, and so I don't think, and it kinda made sense because, I thinking about it, your father really didn't know. I mean, they had met, talking about Gravano and him had met before, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but they really weren't around each other much because he was Brooklyn, your father lived in Queens, and so I think that when all that went down, it just seemed to me would be unusual for Gravano to be in a car with your father driving him or whatever it was,
And then
and
supposedly my father was driving him. That's
oh,
funny.
he was, yeah,
That's funny. That's really
yeah,
funny.
it was just. And then a lot of that didn't, but that was a story. I think part of it too is I feel like Gravano got way, or I blame the feds on this. They really were, I think they got taken in by Gravano, like George Gabriel and some of those. They got
Hmm.
way too close to
They became
Gravano.
friends with him.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's just that, that relationship was and that was I mean, it was inappropriate, and Gravano took advantage of it and did his drug stuff,
Exactly.
and the thing is that the feds, the whole thing on that trial, the only thing they wanted was to get your father in prison. That was the whole goal of that trial in 1991, going into
Hmm.
92.
Right.
And Gravano, if him lying about your father, I mean, even if the feds knew it was a lie, they would go with it because it met their objective. They wanted to be able to convict your father. He was public enemy number one, to be honest,
Yeah. He was.
because he humiliated them by winning,
Hmm.
the 3 or 4 trials before. So that's what I think. And he lied, and just, and then you also know that with these lies, there's not people that can say anything different. Like, for example, and the Alan Kaiser thing, with Louis Melito, he's dead, he killed him.
Exactly.
And so, the thing is, we can't hear his voice on it. Louis Melito would probably be able to say, yeah, it was Sammy that did it. And my understanding, and I think your brother confirmed that's where their relationship really fractured, was that night with, Alan being killed, him killing Alan.
Right.
So that's what I got out of it. But, I thought that, again, good interview. It'll be interesting. Does your brother have any more plans for any future interview? I know he's got so much going on right now.
He's got a lot going on right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
A real lot going on.
Yeah. And then he just got past, your nephew, he just had the rematch with Floyd Mayweather. Yeah. And, I thought it was a better match than the Logan Paul, Mike Tyson thing. That was,
Listen,
so.
I'm very proud of my nephew. He went the whole, what was it? 12 rounds? I don't remember.
I think it's 8. I think it's 8.
8 rounds.
8 rounds. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm so proud of him. He didn't get knocked out.
Yeah.
He did. Listen, he went the distance and he did not get knocked out. So to me, that's a winner.
Plus,
he didn't get hurt. He didn't have any marks on his face. Nothing.
Right. Plus, he's a wealthy man now.
Yes. Thank God. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good. Does he have any plans now?
He's having a baby.
Oh, wow. Very cool. When's the date?
Sometime in March.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So my brother will be a grandfather again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's really cool. And then your granddaughter, she's just turned 1.
She's 13 months now.
13 months, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
she's a little firecracker. Oh my God.
Won't be long. Now she's getting to a point where she can kind of move around and stuff,
Oh, she's moving. She's moving. She's been walking since she's 10 months old. Started at 9 months. She's running now.
Yeah. So you're babysitting, helping out with your daughter's working. Yeah.
Yes.
That's no, I mean that's
my job now.
That's your job.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's really, really cool. And then you had what'd you think of the Armand Assante?
Armand Assante, what did I think of that? I was nervous.
Yeah.
But he made me feel so comfortable. I didn't even have to really speak. He did all the talking. He was he surprised me when I said when I asked him if you saw the Travolta Gotti, and he said, "No, I never saw it." Although I love John Travolta. So then I was like, "Well, why don't you go see it?"
Yeah.
But I didn't say that to him. But what a wonderful, wonderful man. He we text message and we spoke on the phone, and then he'll send me messages like on Instagram and stuff. He's really a really, really nice man, a wonderful man. My kids had met him back then.
Okay.
My son, my ex-husband Louis took him to Armand Assante's house upstate, and my son spent the whole day there with him, and he was. You have to watch the interview to find out.
Yeah,
he was a wonderful, wonderful man.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I really like him. Like I would, if I wanted to ask him a question, I would text him right now. I'll ask him. Cool. Yeah, that's how comfortable he made me feel.
Yeah. Well, that's really good. That's awesome.
Very nice man.
Yeah. And did you ever meet John Travolta?
Oh yeah, many times.
Yeah,
many times. I had long conversations with John Travolta. In fact, Louis, Louis and I were very close. My kid's father, my ex-husband, and
Yeah.
Louis and John Travolta text and used to talk to each other on the phone. And so when Louis died, which was very shocking, Louis died.
Yeah.
John Travolta called me, and he really made me feel. He made me feel much better that night. Like
Oh,
he did.
wow.
He was very comforting, and it was 6 months since Kelly had died.
Yeah.
So so he made me feel. He comforted. He was very comforting.
Yeah.
Very
I mean, that
warm.
was
Yeah.
horrible
Uh-huh.
too, when
Yes.
he lost his
Yes.
wife and they were together a long time.
Yes.
And
Another
did yeah.
beautiful woman.
Yeah. Did have you thought about interviewing him or
No, I don't know. I don't want to do that.
you don't? Okay.
No, I don't. Not that I don't want to. I don't want to do that. Like look like I interviewed Armand. Now I'm going to go get the other John
Oh,
Gotti.
okay.
You
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
I'm saying? I don't
Yeah.
want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And what plans do you have for the holidays?
Our usual. We go to my sister's house.
Mm-hmm.
And then we this year, last year and this year, my son just bought a house.
Oh,
so
okay.
we'll go to his house. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go to my son's house.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
And then what did you and your family do for the holidays? Like when you were a kid growing up, what did your father and
my
mother?
mom always did everything. She did Christmas Eve and with all the fish. And then on Christmas Day, she did it all again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you guys go out of town for Christmas or was it?
No, never.
Yeah, just
Never.
stayed.
We were always home. Yeah, always home. Except when my brother died, then things things were different for a few years. Yeah.
And then what about New Year's? Was that a big deal? Not a big deal.
Never a big deal. My father always said, I don't ask you for anything. The only thing that I'm going to ask all of you is don't go out on New Year's Eve or St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Always asked us to stay home.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's interesting. What about Halloween?
Well, he didn't care about Halloween. He didn't care about that.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Because you got a lot of drunks and all kinds of stuff out. But yeah, that makes sense. And so I mean, I know that you had some videos of like also you guys had a property out. Was it in the Poconos or?
Yes, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that was really cool. So if you join the Patreon, you'll be able to see
that's
those
right.
videos.
That's right. I forgot about those videos. Yeah, I forgot about them.
I thought it was pretty interesting.
And then there was another one where my mom and my brother Peter talking about my father. That was good.
Yeah.
I forgot about that, the Poconos one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's a nice area.
Yeah.
It's not too far from New York.
No, it's not that
Couple
far.
hours.
Yeah, 2 hours, an hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, that's good. Yeah. So, do you anything that you wanted to bring up that we haven't talked about? I just wanted to give you the chance if you had anything you wanted to let people know about.
Yeah. I've been accused of a lot of things on YouTube. I've been accused by a lot of cooperators, certain things.
Yeah.
I've been accused of being a junkie by Gravano and Gene Barillo.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're doing good with it. And and you have a lot of different content. So I mean people will enjoy, you have an interview one day, or you might have just, sometimes it's just everyone's just joking and having fun the whole time.
Exactly. Because I said that from the beginning. I wanted to be like, yeah, if you lie, I'm going to come on and I'm going to say, listen, this is not true. And then I always said, Marla and I said, like, we wanted, like, come over, like you're coming over and you're hanging out, hanging out on the couch, have some coffee and come on, hang out. That's what we always wanted.
Yeah.
And we do that.
Yep.
You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's true, but no, I really appreciate you, coming on with me today, and I wanted.
Thank you so much, James. I thought you'd want to ask me more questions.
No, I just wanted to, have you kind of talk about your brother, with with the interview and all that, and I thought that that it was, like I said, a great interview, and I personally liked it more than the burner interview, but that I think it was because your brother was revealed more in the movie. I mean, in the interview with Patrick Bet David, but at the same time, I thought that he came across intelligent. I thought he came across as credible as well. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, what I try to explain, I can't prove, we can't, some of this stuff we can't prove.
A lot of things, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but a lot of things on here, like all come, like, say, I hate to even talk about this, I never do, but the Castellano, right? That information comes from Gravano, right?
Yeah, right.
Everything about it comes from Gravano. Now, here's the interesting thing, which I think is disgusting, by the way, is that the other day, 2 days ago, I think it was his anniversary, right, of when he died. Okay. You know who didn't make money off of that? The Gottis.
Well,
the Gottis didn't. But all the like Gravano and Ruggiano, did they make money off of it?
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think that when you compare what we know is that Gravano lies, and your brother doesn't. I have not seen him lie. So that's the only thing you can measure is the credibility of the two, because no one, we weren't there and in the car, but your father also said that Gravano wasn't there. So I mean,
exactly.
I mean, you kind of go with that, and
well, my brother has this project, this thing that's going to be coming out, and whatever anybody thinks that he's lying about, you're going to hear come out of my father's mouth. So we'll see.
Yeah. No,
you're going to hear my father's own words. So I guess we'll see what went on in Marion. People keep saying, "Oh, he was paying protection." Well, you're going to find out if that's true or not. You're going to find out what happened when he was sucker punched. You're going to find out about that because there are inmates that were there in Marion who are going to tell the stories of what went on in Marion.
Oh, that'd be good to know.
Exactly.
What is, just curious, talking about Marion, what do you think about these? I've noticed on YouTube lately, like Mob Facts and a lot of them, it seems like they're putting out these tapes, I guess, of your father in Marion or something, or maybe Springfield. I don't know if it's Springfield or in Marion.
Oh, the one that Mikey Scars put out, which was I asked my brother, I said, how did he get that? And he says, I don't know. A lot of it is online, Angel. I said, well, I never saw that part where it says I have 4 months to live. I never saw that before.
Yeah.
And he said, well, maybe he got it before, but when he was going to testify, I don't know how he got it. So that's what you're talking about. My brother doesn't even know how they got it.
Yeah. Because I've
But
noticed there's been a
whatever.
lot of that
I
stuff.
understand why he did it. I understand he's trying to show, you know, like when I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, you know, like what is he doing? Why is he doing this? But now I understand why he did it. He's showing the
Mhm.
difference. He's showing like what my father, what he even at that time he thought he had 4 months to live, and look at him. You know, look at the difference. Could you imagine like my father was so deathly ill coming on YouTube and crying and lying and you know what I mean? Like
Right.
Gravano does. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
So I understand why he put it out there.
Yeah. But how did they, but then there's like other ones like with family members and stuff. I'm just curious how those got,
I don't
um,
know. I don't
it's just
know.
weird how
Yeah, I
it
don't
has to
know.
be someone from the prisons or feds because they,
I don't know because my brother is the one that has every single visit. We have every single visit that ever happened because
yeah.
my brother had a fight. You know, he had to fight those four
Right.
racketeering trials,
Yeah.
so he needed them. The prison tried saying that they didn't exist, and meanwhile, they did exist. And we
Yeah.
have every single visit. I don't know if how one of those tapes got out, but they did.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the one that they keep showing. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah. It's just strange. But yeah, it'd be good to see, know the truth of what happened and, because you
Hmm.
do hear the story about your father paying for protection or whatever. And I've never thought
Exactly.
that
Never
was
happened.
the case,
Never
but
happened. And a lot
yeah.
of people are gonna you know, a lot of people are gonna owe a lot of people apologies for lying
Hmm.
about that.
Yeah.
And just putting videos out there when I tried to tell them that's not true, but nobody
Right.
listened.
What do you think about these shows now? You notice that? So honestly, I was a little surprised that Gravano would get like a Hollywood scripted show or something.
Hmm.
It's a little surprising to me. Obviously, it's not out. It's going to be a couple of years. If it's, it may not even happen, but it might. It probably will.
Well,
So,
um, here's the thing:
hmm
Joy, Faraci,
hmm
um, possibly even the Melitos, possibly even the Garafolas. Who knows? You think that that's right? That he would keeps rubbing it in their faces, the things that he says and does about their family members that
no, it's not. It's
yeah,
just a
it's not right.
disgrace,
It
right?
is. It's a disgrace. That's a 16-year-old innocent boy. But listen, we'll see what happens with them. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens with that. Joy was called me crying when
Mm,
this idiot that he tr- is bragging about T-shirts that say Bull 19.
mm,
Like your 19 victims. One of them was a 16-year-old boy. Where is where is your head?
I know. And then I kind of brought it up in a video, and then the next week, what he said, "Oh no, that doesn't mean that. That's just something else. That's just a number that meant something else to me." That's a
Really?
lie.
That's a
It's such a
lie.
lie.
Come on.
Yeah. Anyone
Come
believe
on.
that?
How do
No,
you
we
do
know what
that?
it is.
How do
Yeah.
you do that to that family? How do
Hmm.
you do that?
Yeah. Well, I know the feds would not allow the prosecution or the defense to even talk about that one or the Shabetta
Exactly.
um,
Exactly.
ones because they felt that it would get the jury would be disgusted,
Of
which they
course.
should,
Of course.
and would have hurt the credibility of his of his statements. And so, it's obvious now, it sounds like he lied about a lot of those details, and, especially around the Castellano thing and other stuff, just because that was what they wanted. They just wanted John Gotti convicted one way or another.
Exactly, one way or the other.
And he knew that and they also tell them that we can't guarantee what your sentence will be. Talking about with Gravano for cooperating until after, they do a certain document that goes to a judge, and after they've done their service for the government. It's not a 501c3. It's some document, 5 something. And so basically, depending on how much help you've given, they might just tell you time served, or, you'll get a certain amount of time. And it all depends on how much information you
I
get.
went to one of them.
Yeah.
I went to one. I went to a sentencing for a cooperator. I went there all by myself. I went there when Louis Casman was getting his 501k, whatever that's called, letter.
Right.
And because I wanted to hear with my own ears when he started cooperating. And it was, he had always said it was after my father died. No.
96 is what we
Yes,
found out.
97 is when he officially agreed.
Yeah.
But he was going to do it in 96. He kind of chickened out. He didn't want to. And then 97, yes, he did. So I wanted to hear that, because I said, these reporters probably not even going to report on that. So I went by myself and I watched the whole hearing. I saw what they do, how they praise them, how the government praises them. And my brother touched on that too when he says, they hold you with no, he can't be out on bail. He's dangerous. He's this, he's that. He's going to intimidate. And then once you become a cooperator, he could go out. He can go out on bail.
Right. And then the thing is, they continue. We know in Louis Casman how he continued to commit crimes after the fact. And and that's what
he had his cooperation ripped up. I don't know if it was 5 or 6 times. So that's another lie that the government tells you, that they tell the jurors is, if we lie, or if we, commit any crimes or this and that, we could have our agreement ripped up. Yeah, you can have it ripped up, but then you can have another one 10 minutes later.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And, and it's amazing as I've dug deeper, some of I just thought the cooperation might have started with Bavacci or whatever his name was in the 60s, but the cooperation goes back over 100 years. There's been people that have been cooperating, and I didn't realize how long people would cooperate. Even like Greg Scarpa Sr., he cooperated for like 40 years. And, you had a lot of these people that, it kind of surprised. Even, I did a thing on Tommy Gambino where he, I'm talking about Carlos' son, Tommy, where he actually testified before a grand jury, and I was a little surprised. But, if you go back, a lot of them did testify. But I think it's a big game with the government. They want to see, the only thing they care about is getting their target, getting the person convicted. And they tried that with your brother. And he's very fortunate that he survived all that. But I'm glad that the people believed him, believed his side of it.
There's proof that Tommy Gambino did that, or you're just taking somebody's
No, there was actually I was going into some of the court documents from 2000. I'm sorry, from I was looking at the one that he was on your dad's case with Gravano, and they actually ended up severing Tommy from that case. and he ended up getting a $12 million fine and had to get out of the garment industry. And what they said was that he was terrified of going to prison, and he ended up he went before a grand jury. So the thing is that grand jury testimony is sealed. We don't know what was said. So
but where's the proof that that's true?
Well, that was so I was going through the court documents of his case, of that case in 1992, and then later in 90. So he paid a fine. Then, like a couple of years later, he actually got convicted on a conspiracy stuff and got like 5 years. And so in that court case, it was talking about how he went to the grand jury, and they said that testimony sealed. I mean, it was like one line in it. They were just talking about it, but I don't know what was said in it. What's in a grand jury, they're looking to see if there's enough information. The grand jury meets to see if there's probable cause to move forward with a case,
I never heard that.
They use the term testify, so that's why I
never heard that before. That's why I'm asking.
I didn't know it until just a couple of weeks ago, and I'll show you where I got it. But I don't know if he didn't give up any names or something. I think he testified on his own. I don't know what he testified on.
Okay.
They just said it was with a grand jury. So, I don't know. That's usually they're trying to do probable cause, and apparently grand jury testimonies are always sealed.
Okay.
And so if they decide not to go forward with the case, all that stuff is, I guess, sealed forever.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
well,
but there wasn't anyone else that I know of that got, I don't think he put anyone under the bus.
Right. Right.
But they said he spoke before the grand jury. So yeah, I'll get that for you and show you.
Oh no, you don't have to. I'm just curious if
it was surprising.
I always ask. Yeah, I always ask because sometimes it comes from other cooperators, and I'm sorry, but I don't believe everything that they say. I saw enough. I saw enough during 4 racketeering trials where no two cooperators had the same story, and and there was over 100 of them that testified between those.
Isn't that amazing? You have 100 people you let go to get one person.
Yeah, to get one person. Exactly.
Yeah. It's just amazing. So, all right. Well, I guess
thank you so much, James.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it. And, thank you for coming on. I just really want your family have a great holiday.
You too, James.
Oh, thank you. And I encourage everyone, please visit Angel's YouTube channel and also Patreon, My Father's Daughter. You can also reach her on Instagram, other social media. And, I think that people will enjoy your channel, see the content you're putting out.
Thank you so much, James.
Thank you. And
all right.
You take care, okay?
You too. You too. I'll talk to you before Christmas.
Yeah.
I'll shoot you a little text.
All right.
All right. Bye, James.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Hello accused me of calling the prison or the that's really a jail. It's not a prison. Calling the jail and telling them that your inmate, Gene Barillo, was raped. Am I allowed to say that word?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
Now, I keep asking, how could I call a prison or a jail and tell them that an inmate of theirs was assaulted?
Right. I mean, how would
Does that make sense?
it doesn't make sense. They
But
would be the ones
Vlad,
that would know.
yes, but Vlad let him get on and tell that lie.
Mm,
Vlad
yeah.
let him tell that lie. Like, that
Wow.
doesn't
Yeah.
even make sense. How can I call a jail and tell them, oh, so they went to go see him? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You're probably in, in PC over there, right? When you're a cooperator.
Yeah.
How can I call there and say, listen, your inmate so and so was assaulted? How could that be?
Yeah, you can't. Plus, everything's recorded going in there, and they know who calls it. I think it's just made up, or because no one would. Why would someone from the outside? They would have known. Whoever is in the jail would be the ones to know if something happened. You wouldn't, and you wouldn't call.
No, I would never do that. First, he said the first thing was I called his parole officer, his probation. I called the whole department on him. Now his new thing is I called the jail and told them, he was assaulted, and I never did any of those things. Like, it's so crazy.
Yeah, I don't know why people make up stuff like that and they want to make you the bad person.
Yeah.
And that's why it bothers me too when people, they always think that, that you're controlling me or or content and all that.
That's another thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Yeah. I pay Lee Cole. I pay you. I pay, who was it? There was somebody else.
Yeah.
Whatever. As soon as someone sticks up for somebody where they feel that they're right, right away you're being paid.
Yeah, that's just
it is ridiculous.
And and what people don't realize, I mean, I've done video you don't like, but you don't.
Yeah.
I
wasn't too crazy about your beginning video yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
but whatever. I wasn't going to say anything to you. Or James, take that down. Or James, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Listen.
Well, part of it, I'm trying to draw everyone.
But listen, I know, of course. Listen, but I don't tell anybody what they can and cannot do. I never tell anybody, don't do this. Or can you do this? Can you say that? No, I don't do that.
Right.
But I'm accused of it all the time.
Right. Yeah. The only thing is that, for you, it's just be accurate with it. If something's not
exactly,
accurate, that's the only thing you've ever said.
Just tell the truth. Listen, I said this so many times. I can't fight you because of your opinion. If you think you don't like my brother, or you don't like your opinion is this and your opinion is that, or you don't like me, whatever, how am I going to fight you? If you lie, I'm going to tell you, wait, that's a lie. Why are you lying?
Yeah.
But other than that, I can't fight with people because they don't like my father. They don't like me, or they don't like my brother. Who cares?
Well, a lot of them used to until all of a sudden now they change,
Exactly.
Weird. Yeah. But no, I mean, I just think that I don't understand. For me, I want to be a gentleman. I want to, especially, I like you, and I tell people that, and I respect that you take up for your family. I mean, I just don't see why that's a big deal. But some people, what do they expect you to do? To talk bad about your brother and father? I don't understand.
That would never happen.
Right, it wouldn't.
That would never happen.
What people expect you to do, but that's what I think that's a lot of the negative stuff on here.
They expect me, no, go away. You don't belong on here. Really? Why? Why don't I belong on here?
Yeah.
Because you're telling lies and I'm saying that's a lie. So that means that I don't belong on here?
Right. No.
Too bad.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're not going anywhere. And
exactly.
But
I've never even promoted my channel. I've never promoted it. Now I'm starting to do that. now I'm starting to,
No, you're doing great with
Lee
it.
taught me what to do, how to promote
Yeah.
everything, and now I'm
Mhm.
doing it now.